How we doing tonight, people? This is your boy Bry. I'm out here and I am taking advantage of the corporations. Today I drove by one of the corporations and a big box store, so to speak, in my area. It's a tractor store. I won't mention the name of it. And they order in these tractors and people buy them, and the big corporation pays someone to assemble these pallets. Well, today I found this pallet that had 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, including the bottom, and they had these 1x6s, and there were really a lot of them in great shape. And for free, they throw it out there. All it takes is a little bit of effort, and let me show you what I did today. I took down the Shed of Many Colors had a roof coating fabric over the door, so to speak, that I built a year and a half ago, and this is the day that I said, there's my door material right there as a DIYer. I'm not going to go to Lowe's. I'm not going to Home Depot and paying the long limousine dollar. Let me show you. So here's the situation, people. What you see here, now this piece here is not nailed in yet, but the rest of it is nailed in. This is all, if you can see, pallet lumber, and this is free. Let me show you what we got here. The Tacoma did the work. Okay, we loaded it up, and there's actually another piece there. There's a bunch of pieces here, leftover pieces. There's some longer ones there I've got to trim. I've got the table saw and the chop saw out, and as you can see, how do I put this? We have a nice door. Now let me spin this around, and I'm going to get up there, and I've got to put this last piece on. But let me hold on a minute. Hold on. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Dan over in Oswego. A couple years back, I helped him with his roof, and he gave me 2, not 1, 2 nailers. And if you know anything about me, I'm Gen X, I'm old school, and for the longest time he was saying, you got to get out of the old school mentality and move up into the new ways of doing things. And he bought these nailers, these battery operated nailers. And as you can see, it's not a cheap one. I got this one, which shoots for plywood nails, 2, 2 1/4, up to 3.5 inch nails. And I'm going to tell you right now, I love this gun. For several reasons I love this gun. Number one, it works great. You can go all day with this thing. But secondly, it's kind of sentimental. My buddy gave it to me, and you know, you got to give people shouts out when they do something for you, because you know, you should always say appreciated, you know, and make sure you appreciate the people that look out for you. I also got a roofing gun like this, same brand, and you know me, I don't like to take nothing, but he more or less told me, you're taking it. And at the end of the day, I appreciate that. I use it a lot, just so you know. I don't know, Dan, if you're watching my videos, but I really do use this a lot. This is what I framed it together with, and it really works great. You just get up there and punch it together. Now this one little strip here, I'm only putting together 2 3/4 inch boards, so I'm going to go ahead and use the old Harbor Freight deal. Okay, but at the end of the day, we've got a really nice door. And what I'll do, hold on a second, people. Let me make sure I got air coming out of here. Well, I don't have any air in the compressor, and I don't want to turn it on right now. But at the end of the day, as you see, the air don't always work. You got to use the pneumatic or the battery operated stuff. But we're going to put one more slat the other way, all the way down. We're going to go down with it and make it a barn door style. As you can see, let me show you something here, people. Let me show you. Look up in the top corner. Now these boards came from France, it said, okay? And I'm pretty proud, and I made sure I put that baby on the outside. Ha ha! Because we love our country, you know? Despite the problems we got here with the current morons that are running it, we do love our fellow countrymen, and we are going to represent the US of A. As you can see, the Shed of Many Colors always represents the red, white, and blue. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the situation. I went out and grabbed another load of wood. The Hyoscine, I used that for cutting through the planks where I didn't need them, as you can see right there. I got the Bauer cut-off wheel for cutting any long nails if I had any. Make sure you put a bucket next to your saw for like any pieces that got nails or whatever in them, and you're not catching them in your lawnmower tires. But a review on the Cobalt. This thing is working great over the years. It's been a great saw. Look at this. Here's another thing. I got to give a shout back out to my buddy Dan again. I know you say, man, he's giving you a lot of stuff. He's just like that, man. He's just like very. You do something for him, he's appreciated. You know, he's the same way. But he gave me this stand right here, and I put my saw on. I was working off the floor because, you know, I'm short and I'm used to working off the floor. But at the end of the day, he's like, nah, I want you to take this stand. He bought it, and every time I use it, I think of him, and I think about the projects we did at his house, and they were good jobs. They were our jobs. They were done right jobs. And this is my. I've had this for almost 20 years, people. This vacuum from Home Depot. It's been a good one. But as you see, the Tacoma did the work. We got the barn door on there, and it's looking good. We just got to go ahead before the nightfall here and pick up all this pieces and put it on the burn pile. But there's our door. We're happy, and we're going to give you an update. I've got to take my little Bauer sander and run across it so I don't get any slivers. We're going to go ahead and put a polyurethane on it, and then I got to build a flashing piece at the top here so when the water comes off the building, it runs off and around the door. The other thing is, you see the plywood up there. It's that chipboard. We're going to go ahead, and when we find one more of these pallets, we're going to go ahead and fill that in the same way, and we're going to polyurethane that part of it, or paint it beige. I'm not sure, but I want the door to be wood looking. I want it sturdy so that, you know, when people see the door, they realize that it's built right. You know, it's strong. I am going to go in the forge, and I'm going to make a nice latch for it. I got to make a nice handle, and then I got to build something for the bottom where it captures it on the outside so it locks it in. But we're really happy with the situation. The door is it's been a long time coming, and how do I put this? We're just looking at the situation and saying sometimes it takes years to do things, people. When you're a busy person, if you're just a lazy person and you're sitting around and you're not ever doing nothing, sometimes you can get everything done and you just stare at the four walls and say, what's rest that we have to do? What is left? What is the point of life? Type of deal. Where when you're working and you're busy, you know what the point is. It's to keep busy and keep moving. If you're just sitting around not doing nothing, I'm not a type of person to get depressed. Okay. And let me tell you why. I'm always doing something. I'm busy. I keep my mind active. There's a lot of people I know that they just say, oh, the rigors of life have run them down, and they're just depressed. They feel sad all the time. If that's you, maybe I would suggest the prescription from Dr. Seymour, and just get out there and get your hands busy and get working and do something. Go out in the soil and make something, create something, even if you're just digging a ditch. Go out and dig a ditch and then fill it back in. I mean, do something, people. Don't just sit there and look at the four walls, or you will become susceptible to being depressed. This is your boy Bry. I'm happy. I got a new door. It's wood. It's real wood. It's my wood. It's good wood. And it'll be here for years to come. And someday, you know, we'll look back at this, and this will be a story that we say to ourselves, we built that door with scraps from the corporation that threw everything out. Now, I could have easily went down and paid the long dollar and bought some 1x6s, and it would have been just the same. I don't think it would have been any better. To be honest with you, I actually think this pallet lumber, it's got some form of a, it's like almost like a hardwood, some of it. It's actually better than pine. Some of that stuff that they mill down, and they mill it down, that yellow pine is so soft that it just doesn't last. This might be a hemlock or something, or some kind of a pine, but, or who knows, maybe it's something harder, but at the end of the day, we're happy with it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I got to show you this. I've got to show you this. Hold on a minute. I actually believe this is pine now. Look at that. Can you see that, people? That's the sap running out of it. Can you see that? Look at that. Let me get up there close. I just noticed that. I don't know if you can see it as good as I can, but that's sap running out from where I nailed it together. Now let me tell you something. If you ever had an issue with, I mean, nature has some beautiful things. Like you take that sap and fill them nail holes in like that, bingo. When we were younger, we used to toss the football around. We would go out deliberately and try to grab the pine trees and get some sap on our hands so that we'd have a little more grip. I mean, that's just how kids think. But at the end of the day, we got her going, we got the door going, we got sap flowing, and we hope that you have a beautiful weekend coming up, because here in New York, it's going to be a wonderful weekend, and even if it rains or shines, we're still going to be happy. Do not let depression take your mind and run with it. Stay happy, stay safe, and get out there and do something with your hands. This is your boy Bry. I got to go.